Welcome to Sip Sip Hooray. I'm Mary Babbitt.
And I'm Mary Orland, and this is a podcast where wine is always fun, but today it's going to be some other beverages that are super fun.
We're going to tap into a trend that's not exactly wine-based. I mean, sure, there's wine involved in some cases, but we are talking about cases and cases of cans.
Canned cocktails, canned seltzers. You've probably seen them at the grocery store or your favorite beverage store.
Yeah, it is. There's a major trend of adult bevvies being put into cans, and retailers are noticing they're giving more shelf space to it, and they are noticing, in some cases, like things fly out the door. And we're talking about White Claw. They remember the White Claw crunch where everybody was just desperate to get it and they couldn't keep up with the demand?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've been there. I've been in one of those big mega beverage stores, and there's just nothing on the White Claw shelves. They're totally empty, and other people are coming up and looking totally despondent. No White Claw. When are you going to get it? Like they're crack.
Right? So being the consummate researchers that we are, Mary and I decided that we needed to take a look at what was going on. So we got some cans, and we're going to do a little tasting.
We got a little bucket of cans.
Yeah. We talked to a bunch of friends. We met a bunch of people and asked them what are they drinking and what do they like. And today we're going to explore the case for cans. White Claw or Truly?
Definitely White Claw. There's no loss when you're drinking claws. You give me a berry claw and I'm very happy.
Well, I'm from Austin, Texas, and it is White Claw all the way. Hook 'em, y'all.
I prefer a glass of wine, but all my friends are drinking White Claw.
I am a Truly girl all the way. Black cherry, the best flavor ever. I will never stray from my Truly.
I've had White Claws before, and they're pretty good, but dangerous because they don't taste like alcohol at all. So you end up drinking a lot without even realizing it. So you gotta be careful.
I'm personally more in on Truly just because I think the fruit flavor is a little better. They've got like a passion fruit and stuff that's pretty nice. And, it's less in your face with the sweetness, I think, which makes it, just a more, if I'm sitting down and having one, I think Truly's the pick.
I need Truly because it's only one carb, and I'm 52, and I need a little bit less carbs in my life. You're drinking a White Claw. Mm-hmm. What kind is it?
Mango.
And what do you think?
I like it. Tastes like mangoes. Tastes good, refreshing.
Given a choice, beer, wine, hard seltzer.
I'm going to have to go beer. I'm a beer girl. But I do like this. Coming from a beer girl, they're good.
I've had White Claw. I've had Truly. I don't really like them.
Why?
Tastes like hairspray.
So the seltzer trend is so big, there's even songs about White Claw and Truly, and people do seem to be taking sides one way or the other, Team White Claw or Team Truly. Any way you slice it, it's all making me kind of thirsty. Should we open up one?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. I've got a White Claw in my hand.
I'm going to start with a Truly. I got a Truly grapefruit.
I got a White Claw black cherry.
All right, let's pour a little bit of this.
It's nice and fizzy.
So honestly, I think the fizz is behind what's so popular about this stuff. So looking into, here, let's have a sip first.
Okay.
Cheers, Mary.
Cheers.
Sip, sip, hooray.
Sip, sip, hooray.
Okay, I'm going to try a little grapefruit. My deal with these, all of them, I like the first taste. Mm-hmm. I don't like the aftertaste.
Yeah. Yeah, it's refreshing and bubbly, and I think, again, that makes it more fun than just a glass of wine, unless you're drinking champagne, of course.
Right.
Or Prosecco. We love Prosecco.
But yeah, I'd take champagne over this any day. However, if you're at a party, this isn't bad.
It's not bad.
It's just not awesome.
It's just, it's basically, it's flavored seltzer water with a little bit of an alcohol kick, but not too much. And I think that's something else that's really driving the trend is that these are low in alcohol. I mean, White Claw is 5% alcohol.
And they're also low in carbs and calories. And I think that that's another big part of the trend. So I looked into what's behind all of this. And it's really being driven by millennials. The millennial drinkers are kind of tired of the same old, and they were looking for something different. They want something that they consider craft or, kind of a nice a better tasting beverage that maybe isn't so sugary.
Mm-hmm.
So these are not sweet.
No.
They kind of have a sweet-ish flavor.
Sure.
But it's not like the old, I don't know.
Do you remember Bartles and James?
Heck yeah, I do.
Those were super sweet.
They were sweet.
And if y'all don't know Bartles and James, it was a brand that came out in the mid-'80s. Mm-hmm. We're dating ourselves. But I remember drinking them at the beach, and they were wine coolers, but basically there was no wine in them. They were, grain alcohol-based malt beverages, just like these seltzers are today, but they don't have that high sugar content that Bartles and James had.
They were just loaded with sugars. They were so easy to drink.
Super easy and dangerous.
So true.
Yeah. And these are easy to drink too, but you're not going to get that sugar rush. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get that carb explosion.
Right. So the deal with these is, they're fun and easy to drink. It's easy to take to a party. They are another option for people who are kind of not looking for beer and aren't going to bring the mix-ins for mixed cocktails, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe it's a different consumer that might not want a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
These are very party friendly. This is cooler friendly beverages.
And they're super portable. I mean, you don't have to worry about having a corkscrew. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about glass breaking. Mm-hmm. You can take it to the beach, to the pool, to anywhere basically. And, they're ready to drink cocktails, complete. You don't have to add anything.
Right.
It's kind of like ready to wear dresses. You've heard of that, ready to wear apparel. Well, this is ready to drink RTD.
RTD, that's my thing. Mm-hmm. So
let's try something else.
They're fun. Here, well, let me try yours.
Okay,
the black cherry, and you try my grapefruit.
These are the two big competitors.
Yeah, so White Claw and Truly are truly going at it for market share.
And here's what the guys at Total Wine & More are saying about it.
We sell an abundance of hard seltzers, but the biggest one the most we sell here is White Claw. All varieties, 6-packs of each flavor fly out the door. Since it's a little past summer, we've slowed down a little bit, but we still have cases that fly out at the door.
And is there a typical customer for it?
You would think that'd be a younger crowd, but everybody's kind of grown on this trend. I just think it's because we're in California, that it's always hot and easy drinking weather, that these things go down easy and everybody wanted to try it because they saw the trend going, so everybody jumped on it. And I'm sure some people was like, I don't see a big deal about it, but most of the people come back and buy 4 to 6 cases and just so they're stocked up for it, because they won't go bad. They're just a hard seltzer and people love it. And so when we had a shortage of it, when they couldn't supply it, we had a lot of angry customers that we couldn't keep in stock on the shelves.
Oh, I like the black cherry better. Yeah, that black cherry's got a better flavor.
It does. Grapefruit's super bitter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, the bitterness factor, I think, most of these, like the black cherry, it's pretty smooth, no bitterness on the finish. Mm. And because we're finding that these seltzers are kind of eating into the market share for craft beer.
Yeah.
And, some of the folks who are new drinkers and younger, beer has that bitter aftertaste that I think you have to kind of develop a taste for.
Well, and it really fills you up.
It does.
It's a big, heavy bevvy. Mm-hmm. And so you can only have so much beer, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. And I think these just go down easier, and they're, as you said, lower by volume. Mm-hmm. The ABV on these is lower. Mm-hmm. So 5% in a can. So you can have, over the course of a party, a couple of cans and not be either completely loaded or completely bloated.
Right.
Loaded or bloated. We don't want to be either.
No, not at all.
All right. Well,
but I think they're fun options. They're
convenient options.
Yeah. And again, millennials especially are looking for something their parents weren't drinking. Mm-hmm. And this is new, the new shiny thing in the beverage world.
Yes.
But we're also finding, more cocktails in can, ready made.
Well, wait, before we get to that, I want us to try another one. I've got Smirnoff.
Smirnoff, yes.
Smirnoff.
So you think Smirnoff and vodka.
Right. But they saw what's happening with, with Truly and White Claw and wanted to get in on the game. So now they have a spiked sparkling seltzer, and mine is cranberry lime.
Mine's pina colada.
Do you like pina colada? All right, let's see.
I do. It's one of my favorites.
90 calories, 1 gram. So, okay, the deal is White Claw has 2 grams of carbohydrate, Truly has 1, and Smirnoff has 1.
No sugar, 4.5% alcohol. It smells like coconut.
I don't know what mine smells like, but actually, it's not bad. I would drink this at a party.
It's missing that creaminess from a real pina colada, but it's got the flavor.
Here, let me try yours.
A little bit artificial.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like there's an artificial flavor that you got to get past. But, millennials, it's like, I don't know, my 21-year-old son, he also likes to taste his Skittles. So he's not going to mind. He's not going to care whether this tastes a little bit, artificial.
I always call it a Coca-Cola palate. Everybody has grown up on sweet, sugary sodas or Capri Sun or something like that. And so these are a lot less sweet, at least perceivably sweet.
But you get it's kind of a trickery. It gives you this is a sweet bevy, and then it doesn't hang on, the sweet part of it doesn't last. I think the pina colada is, if you like coconut, it's a coconut forward beverage.
Yes.
Light on the pineapple. I could use a little more pineapple, I think.
I agree. Yeah.
But,
the cranberry lime is more like you would think a cocktail would taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're all,
and so what is in these, Mary? It is not vodka.
It's not vodka.
Wine.
It's not wine. It's what they call a malt beverage, which means it's alcohol made from grain that's been malted. Beer fans, malts well. That's the basis for most beers. It's malted barley, and which means that the barley has started to sprout, and that by the grain starting to sprout creates sugars, and it's those sugars that are turned into alcohol when you add yeast.
Okay. And why do they leave a little bit of an aftertaste? Why am I getting like a different kind of flavor than you would get from even a vodka or a harder alcohol?
I'm just going to take an educated guess, but I think
Go for it.
I think it says,
have another sip and take a guess.
I think it's the natural flavors that are on the label, which they don't disclose. And, those natural flavors are probably, whether they're natural or synthetically derived, it's an additive.
Right.
So that's where I think it's coming from.
Okay, that's interesting. So it's not the grain alcohol, it's the flavor.
And it could be the grain alcohol too, or a mix of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because they don't give us a lot of information.
Okay. But it looks like the key to a successful can is keeping calories about at the 100 calories.
Or less.
100 or less. You're going to want 2 or fewer carbs. So again, White Claw, which is really has cornered the market. They are really winning the game. They have 2 grams of carbs and they have 2 grams of sugar.
Right. And
let's see, the Smirnoff, is that what this one is?
Yes.
Smirnoff has 1 gram carb and 90 calories, and Truly is also 1 gram carb. So you save a little bit with the Truly, so and the Smirnoff. But really, if you're down to counting it as single carb, you're not enjoying your life.
That's right.
Come on.
I know. I mean, we all have to drink responsibly and watch our carbs, but, live it up. Have 1 or 2 carbs.
Right.
I think the key also is to serving these ice cold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
I just can't imagine them at room temperature.
Right.
So you've got to keep them in the cooler. You've got to keep them in, maybe even in the freezer for a little bit before you serve it.
Right, absolutely. So seltzers, we will continue to see more coming on the market because major beverage companies are not going to watch White Claw take all this money from consumers. So you will continue to see more, and hopefully they'll get better and better.
Right.
At Total Wine & More, they can already see it coming.
I've seen companies who I never thought would come out with a hard seltzer, and like Natural Light, who's primarily a beer producer, now has their own hard seltzer. Four Loko supposedly is coming out with their own hard seltzer too, probably by next summer. And this one's supposed to be like, I can't fathom. I think the White Claw was 5 or 6%. I think Four Loko is coming around like 12% alcohol. So they're coming for this new trend, and they're hoping to take it even more by storm.
Wow, that is a party in a can.
That's not the only thing happening in the canned beverage world. We are seeing wine-based canned cocktails, and we are also seeing a lot of kind of mixed cocktails in the can. So let's talk about that a bit.
Yeah. So, whether it's a pre-mixed Moscow Mule or
Cosmo.
Mojito or Cosmo,
Yeah.
it's all available at with a pull top.
Yeah.
And they're meant to be portable, on the go, RTD, ready to drink.
And then over the last 12 months, sales of canned cocktails have gone up 40% in a 12-month period. The boozy seltzer sales, they tripled, but the canned cocktail thing is really on the rise. And again, it's people wanting something a little bit maybe more sophisticated. So they want a Greyhound, but they want it ready to drink. They don't want to schlep the mix-ins, and they want to have it convenient for a cookout or something like that.
Exactly. So one brand you see a lot is, and it kind of spawned the whole seltzer thing, is Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Right. Which also kind of led to the ciders and all of that, right?
Right. And ciders are very popular too. And I'm starting to see more and more of them for sale on the shelves, and also on tap at your local bar and restaurants. And I love a good cider. I love it. I love dry ciders.
Yeah, I don't like it too sweet.
I don't either. But, you can find plenty of dry ciders now in the refrigerated section of your grocery store. They're really, really good. And the nice thing about ciders is they are lower in alcohol, usually. But there's some carbs and sugar because, again, it's a fermented from fruit. But I like them. But, and so, but I think the whole ready to drink, pre-mixed, is just a growing trend that I don't think has an end in sight at this point.
Well, and I'm guessing that wineries have got to be worried about this because, these are their potential drinkers who are just popping up open a can. You can get a 12-pack for, $10 or $14 of Truly or White Claw or Smirnoff or whatever. They are cheap. And, that's not that you can serve a lot of people.
And sure, you can get a pretty good bottle of wine for $10 or so. But once you open it, that's it. And you're not going to want to save it for very long, a day or two at the most.
Right.
And also, I think, risk-wise, if you buy a 6-pack or 12-pack of these seltzers, you try one, you don't like it. Well, you might like the other flavor if you get a variety pack.
Right.
If you open a bottle of wine and you don't like it, and you've spent $10 or $15.
Right. You will begrudgingly drink it, and we know it. But you might not like it as much.
Right.
Well, after the first glass, you'll like it better. But you will probably not buy it again, and you'll be mad you spent the money on it as you get drunk on it.
And one other thing that you all have probably seen, especially since at the time of our taping this, the holiday season is upon us. So we all love our Carugs and Nespresso machines, instant coffee in a pod. Now there's cocktails in a pod.
Yeah, so crazy. Cocktail, the cocktail Keurig. I love it.
Yeah.
But I think it's so weird. I mean, I don't know that it's a bizarre thing to have, I guess, but it's like having, what are those cocktail carts?
Yeah.
Where or to the bar, the setup bar. Go help yourself. So instead, you go over to the Keurig machine. Yeah, well, what do I want? What am I feeling? A Moscow Mule?
Yeah, or I could have a margarita or a daiquiri. And you can have a daiquiri. I can have a Manhattan.
I got to try one of these. I'm dying to know if they're any good.
Yeah, I just saw the commercial on TV and looked on the website, and so these pods are pre-mixed, and the alcohol's already in there, and there's natural flavorings for whatever. I guess for Cosmopolitan, it's got the cranberry and lime flavors, but then the machine has a water reservoir, and it mixes the chilled water with the cocktail mix.
So here's the thing. I would want it fizzy, a lot of them, and I would want it cold.
Yeah, and that according to the website, this machine's supposed to do that.
Oh, okay.
But I was looking for a step-by-step instruction video. Haven't found it yet. It's probably on YouTube, but if you guys have had experience with this, let us know.
Yeah, I bet that's going to be a fun holiday gift, right? Your cocktail kit. What do they call it?
They call it the DrinkWorks.
DrinkWorks.
And there's some other competitors too, but that was the one I saw on TV. Huh. And with Keurig behind it, it's probably going to become, better known.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's, if you live in close quarters and stuff, you don't have a lot of, square footage in an apartment or something. It makes more sense than having a cocktail cart.
Yeah. Well, I have a cocktail cart and I love it.
You do,
but I have room for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes with your house.
Well, that's true.
Totally.
Living in the mid-century modern mecca of Palm Springs, you have to have a bar cart. You just have to.
And I hope you have some fuzzy slippers to walk out, those mules that you walk up to your cocktail cart with. And
don't have those yet. I'll have to go look for those.
And some kind of turquoise wrap or something.
Yeah. But yeah, so, but I think so much of this speaks to this trend overall of lower alcohol beverages, whether it's wine or beer or spirits, or these spiked seltzers. People are looking for a lower alcohol alternative.
Absolutely. Yeah, I read that people are they want to either have a premium cocktail, but just one, or something lower alcohol, and then you can maybe have more than one. But the days of the big fat, high alcohol, maybe even wines too, but the high alcohol beers are suffering because they got really heavy. Some of those IPAs got way up there.
Oh, absolutely. Over 10% alcohol.
Which is crazy, right? It's
right.
like fortified at that point. And then the big alcohol wines too. This is a move towards a healthier drinker, I think.
Right. I think the pendulum is swinging. It went, to one extreme in the 90s for sure, especially with the big Cabernets and Zinfandels. It's been coming back more towards a more balanced approach. And now it seems to be going a little bit more towards less is more.
Which I think is probably a good thing for all of our health, right?
Right.
Let's open one of those cans.
Okay.
Speaking of cocktail in a can, my favorite is something called High Noon.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a Greyhound. And I think it's really good. It probably has more sugar, which is probably why I like it.
It's made with real juice, it says on the label.
Yeah, so it is. Okay, but it has 2.9 grams of sugar.
There's this...
Oh, and then we've got a rosé, I think. That's like a rosé bevvy.
It's a beer brewed with hibiscus and wine grapes from Firestone Walker in Paso Robles.
Well, we have to try it. Okay, so we're going to open up High Noon Sun Sips. So they make about 3 different flavors. The one I picked up was vodka and soda, and I was pleasantly surprised. So
try it along with you.
So it's got vodka and real juice, and let me see how many calories and whatnot it has. You give that a sip and tell me what you think, Mare. It has 4.8 grams of carbohydrates, so a little bit more. It has no protein. Surprise.
I don't think any of these have protein.
Isn't that a weird thing they would include? Protein, zero.
My trainer would not be happy with me.
I just think of all the things they could have included on the side. They put carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So there's 100 calories. And then I'm trying to get the alcohol content on this.
A lot of times it's in very small fine print.
Okay. Did you like it? What did you think?
It's interesting. It definitely has more flavor, and it just
it's sweeter.
It's sweeter. It just doesn't have that. You know how a cocktail really fills your mouth?
Yeah.
Has a rounder, richer mouthfeel. This is
right. It's like a cheaper mouthfeel, which is why I instantly responded to it. But no, I think I would take this over Claw. I like this better. But again, it's because it has more calories. And I know I'm responding. I mean, not more calories. It has more sugar. I'm responding to the sugar.
Well, they say no high fructose corn syrup, and that's a good thing. Gluten-free because there's no...
I don't see the ABV, do you?
I do. It's 4.5%.
So low.
So it's low alcohol. I mean, it's, equivalent to White Claw and the Smirnoff. And they say it's made with real grapefruit juice.
Mm-hmm. So when I had this the other night, I diluted it with some LaCroix grapefruit, and I thought it was delightful.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just because it kind of breaks sort of the chemically taste.
Sure. And that's the thing. I think through everything I've tasted, most of these beverages, to me, have kind of a chemical aftertaste.
That's it, yeah.
And that's, well, would I get used to that if I keep drinking it? Maybe.
Yes, you will.
I will.
Will you learn to love it? Yes. You will. Okay, let's try the rosé. This is Firestone Walker, and this one is called Rosalie Beer Rosé. Beer brewed with hibiscus and wine grapes.
And that was a really big trend about 2 summers ago, is having all these beers that were brewed with wine.
Yeah.
And wine grapes. And like Chardonnay or Riesling or Zinfandel or Grenache.
It didn't really seem to take the country by storm, though.
No. I think it's a seasonal thing.
Oh, yeah. This is so pretty to look at.
It is.
It's a deep rosé, kind of orangey rosé. Pretty color.
Very pretty.
All right, cheers.
And it's fizzy. It smells like wine.
And it tastes like a beer mixed with rosé. If someone spilled beer in your rosé, this is what it tastes like, or vice versa. It's okay. If you like beer, if you're a beer drinker who is like trying to make a move towards wine, try this.
I think it's a mind bender because you expect it to taste like wine, and it tastes like it's got that, that beer.
Beer first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of fruit forward, it's beer forward. Yeah, but I mean, if you're a beer person, you love the flavor of a lager. It's a lager rosé mix.
This is not for somebody who likes those double and triple IPAs.
True.
There's no bitterness here.
Yeah. There's no hops.
But not bad.
No.
Let's see, what are this?
Actually, third sip, it's starting to really grow on me.
Let's see.
It's 100 calories also, I think.
It's 5% alcohol.
Okay.
What else did it say?
Did I not see that? I thought it was 100 calories. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that's wishful drinking.
Doesn't say.
Okay, if it doesn't say, then they're not.
There's no calories. 3 cup.
I think
no carbs, no calories. No, we don't know.
If they don't put it on there loud and proud, that means it's probably like a lager would have.
It must be on the carton.
Yeah.
Because they've got to publish it somewhere.
Yeah, and I don't have the carton here, sorry.
Yeah. So, drink with no guilt.
Rosalie, it is so
fun.
Pretty to look at, and I feel like this has a summer vibe to it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. This would be great at a backyard cookout or on the beach or, at a picnic.
Yeah. Like if someone had...
casual.
If someone offered me a straight lager or this, I would take this.
I might take this. Because I could see... And it's light. It feels light.
It does feel really light. All right. Let's try another one.
All right. What else have we got? Oh, we've got these
Okay, our next one is the Shell House. It is pomegranate spiked seltzer water. Okay, so this is another. So like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of different brands popping up trying to claim some of that market share. Here's one of them, the Shell House. And I don't know who these people are, but they're not a big name like Smirnoff. It's 120 calories, so 20 calories more. Oh, 5 grams of carbohydrates.
Oh.
Which in any other situation, if you told me it only had 5 grams of carbohydrates, I'd be like, giddy up. But here, we can do better. But let's see. It has 5 grams of sugar, which is your carbs.
Exactly.
Okay, so we know that's a secret hint. This is going to be sweeter. Okay.
I've actually had this brand, their lemon flavor.
Oh, you have?
I have. And I think...
was this the Trader Joe's one?
This is the Trader Joe's one.
Okay.
It's not a Trader Joe's brand, but I
you found it
there.
Okay. Well, Trader Joe's sources out fun stuff.
They
so
do.
maybe this is really
and
good
I've
too.
even seen White Claw at Trader Joe's.
Have you? I have not. Okay, this is the pomegranate flavor.
Okay, it's got a really strong aroma. I mean, I can smell it even before my nose gets close to the glass.
Yeah. Oh, Mary Marlin just spilled. Oh,
wait, I don't think it's
all the bubbles and booze. It's hidden. It's hidden.
It didn't make it out of the glass.
That's fine. Just kidding.
You know, I mean,
Go,
it shows you what a lightweight I am.
And how seriously we take our jobs. So I'm giving this a B.
It's sweet.
It's so sweet. It leaves that kind of sweet.
It has that sweet chemical, artificial sweetener aftertaste.
Yeah.
I would go for the Rosalina before this, for sure. The Rosalie.
Wait, we have another. Don't make up your mind yet. Don't we have anything else? No, maybe we do. Yeah, we do. We have one more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is another, the Bon and Viv, or...
Oh, this was actually my favorite of these spiked seltzer deals. Okay. The brand is Bon and Viv, Bon and VIV, Viv. This one, and you know why I like it? Because they have fun flavors, a little bit more sophisticated, a little more exotic. This one is clementine hibiscus. Nice. They tried a little harder than black cherry, lime, raspberry. Okay. 0 sugars per can, 90 calories. They're speaking my language. And 1 carb. Oh, yes, you can. Here we go.
It's in a can. Yes, you can.
Oh, yes, you can. All right. So, Bon and Viv. This one is clementine hibiscus. They make other flavors, but this is the one I found.
There's 2 mermaids on the label.
Yeah. Cute.
Spiked seltzer is cute. They're holding Poseidon's fork. So for spiked.
Oh, yeah.
Cute play on.
Excuse me. I have a bit of a cold if you couldn't tell. But I like this one. I've got
questions, call 1-866-MERMAIDS.
Let's call.
Good. Okay. Gluten-free, sugar-free. No added sugar.
No. It's good. Taste it.
Botanical flavors. That's very sophisticated.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Oh, yeah. I could drink that.
Right? Isn't that kind of nice? So I can't, apologies, I can't remember their other flavors, but and I got this at one of my supermarkets in town, but they're not as widely available as White Claw.
Right.
But I think it's worth searching for.
I think the first time I ever had a spiked seltzer was a Bon and Viv flavor. I just can't remember. But a friend of mine had a bunch of them, and he said, "Hey, have you tried this?" And I said, "I've heard about it, but..."
Certainly worth searching out. And I think for the calories, for the carbs, for the flavor, it's your best bet. But there is no denying that White Claw fans are numerous, and so are Truly. I mean, people like what they're making.
Sure.
So giddy up and cheers to them.
Well, that's going to wrap up our Party in a Can show. We have so many opened cans of hard seltzer, kombucha, high noon, cocktails, whatever. So we better quit, Mary. We're just going to get ourselves in trouble here.
It's a party in the sound booth. But if y'all enjoyed our podcast and you really want to share some boozy knowledge with your friends, please tell them about our podcast. Please share it with your friends and family. And also, please subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss a new episode when it drops. Simply go to our website, sipsiphooraypodcast.com, sign up there. And if you have any questions for us, there's instructions on how you can record one of your burning wine or boozy seltzer questions.
Yeah. We also want you to follow us on social media. We are Sip Sip Hooray Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. We want you to interact with us there, so be in touch with us, and we would love to share your wine or booze or bucha stories on our podcast.
So with that, it wraps up another episode. Go out and eat, drink, and be merry, and sip, sip, hooray.
Sip, sip, hooray.